In my last video, I described the performance site, which was created by Robert Morris and Carolee Schneemann in 1964. Initially, the audience could see nothing but a box, a cube standing on the stage. After a while, Robert Morris took the stage and began to deconstruct the box. He removed one panel after the other, giving view of Carolee Schneemann. She was sitting inside a cube, her body painted white. Her pose was legible as a reenactment of Olympia, Edouard Manet's famous painting of 1863. Given that performance artists do not stage a narrative, the audience cannot interpret the performance according to a text, a drama, or a novel. And this gives rise to a multiplication of sense. Surely this also holds true for sight. Carolee Schneemann may be read as the performance artist she actually was. A second interpretative layer emerges with Olympia, the figure she reenacts. And with her skin painted white, she can furthermore be seen as alluding to her own proper name, which is Schneemann, Schneemann in German, thus snowman, a white figure. And yet, when looking at sight, following question arises. Is it really the case that every element of this performance can be read in multiple ways? Or are there elements and structures that are closely related to Western art traditions, conveyed over centuries? This question is inscribed at the very heart of my monograph entitled The Inherent Potential in Art Performance. I was inspired by thorough research by feminist art historians, among them Daniela Hammer-Tugendhat. And I was inspired to critically question the culture of images that surrounds us, also in our everyday life, in regard to differences in the representation of men and women. This medieval image shows a bathhouse scene. It was depicted around 1475. The foreground of the illustration is filled with male and female figures, and importantly, both sexes, thus men and women, represent the idea of nudity in this medieval codex. So there is no difference between them. Daniela Hammer-Tugendhat found out that with the end of the Middle Ages and beginning of Renaissance, approximately around 1500, erotic and love scenes were increasingly invested in ancient Greek mythology. As a consequence, in paintings and images negotiating love and erotic desire, the male protagonist was depicted as Jupiter in disguise. This could be a golden rain, a misty and dark cloud, or a swan. This disguise allowed Jupiter to approach his female lovers, Danae, Leda, and Io. The mythological narratives underlying these images generate a semiotic pattern that differentiates between an immaterial man, representing a spiritual principle coming from above, and an earthbound female figure, representing the body, or on a more general level, physicality. This image depicts Danae, painted by Artemisia Gentileschi in 1612. Gentileschi was an artist of the Baroque period. We see Danae, nude and reclined on a bed in her dark prison chamber, while a ray of light and golden coins fall from above, signifying Jupiter making love to her. I stress that a problem emerges when such images based on a difference between man as an immaterial spiritual principle and woman, an earthbound creature, are embedded within a thinking tradition that amounts to the body-mind dualism as outlined by René Descartes. Within this framework, man is accorded a higher standing identified with res cogitans, the thinking entity, whereas women become devalued as res extensa, or the body and physicality. In Western visual culture, from around 1500 onwards, the nude female body is ascribed the function of an object to be looked at. "500 years after we witnessed the emergence of mythological stories to convey love and erotic desire, Sight was created in 1964. While the roles performed by Morris and Schneemann in Sight allow for multiple ways of interpretation, the difference in the representation of man and woman nevertheless closely resembles that identified in Western art tradition. The male protagonist, Robert Morris, is an active, hardworking person, whereas Schneemann, nude and passive, sits in her box. I argue that although the role performed by Schneemann can be read in multiple ways, as long as the distinction between man and woman is not deconstructed, for instance by exchanging their roles, Robert Morris taking the passivity of Schneemann, the hierarchy between the thinking man, res cogitans, and passive physical nude and earthbound woman, res extensa, remains intact.